April 2024 marks a significant milestone as South Africa celebrates 30 years of democracy and the Gauteng provincial legislature's existence. In 1994, legislatures were established to make laws for provinces and hold provincial governments accountable for service delivery and the use of public funds. Committees of the legislature consider laws, monitor the work of provincial government departments, and make recommendations about the work of departments, including their structure, functioning, and policies. Meet the chairperson.
This discussion is brought to you by the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. The chairperson of the Transport and Logistics Portfolio Committee, Honourable Greg Schneemann. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the time that you're affording us. Can we start by asking you to outline your primary objectives as chairperson of the Transport and Logistics Portfolio Committee?
Firstly, good day and thank you very much for the opportunity, and also greetings to the viewers. Well, I think firstly, it's to make sure that the committee conducts its work and its oversight in an effective and efficient manner that would result at the end of the day in a department that is delivering on its mandate, and that ultimately would result in an efficient and effective public transport system in the province of Gauteng, which includes roads, which includes rail, and particularly our oversight over the Gautrain, and a whole range of other matters, adherence to the rules of the road, a construction of new roads, maintenance of roads. So those are probably the key areas that we've got to focus on.
Are you able to give us an overview of some of the successes in terms of service delivery, along with any challenges for this period that's covered by the first quarter report that you presented on the 20th of September?
Well, I think in the first quarter performance report, two probably key areas that would come up is the major progress that's taken place on the K46, which is the expansion of Winnie Mandela Drive from Fourways through past Diepsloot. It's a road that had been stuck for many, many years. And when you drive past there now, the commuter experience for motorists, pedestrians is totally changed. The second one would be the K69, which runs through Mamelodi. Also, a road that had been stuck and incomplete for a number of years. And that road is also open to traffic and made a huge difference in the lives of commuters, motor vehicles, taxi operators, etc. Because before it was major congestion on that road, and suddenly now it's a free-flowing road. So I would say those are probably two very big success stories which have carried over to the first quarter.
I also, saw your committee's report, which notes that the Department of Transport has transferred something like 19.42% of the allocated budget to the Gautrain in the quarter under review. Why is that?
Well, part of the transfers that get transferred to the Gautrain is for them to carry out their operations. But it includes also the amounts that have to get transferred in relation to what we call a patronage guarantee fund.
Okay.
And that patronage guarantee fund, or cost, should I say, relates to an agreement that was put in place at the onset of the Gautrain. And so if there are insufficient commuter volumes or passenger volumes, then additional funds have to be paid over to the concessionaire. But as commuter volumes increase, the less it is paid over. But a big bulk of the funds that are transferred relate to the patronage guarantee cost.
And it's turning out to be a jewel in the crown, this Gautrain, is it not?
Yes, it is. I think that when the Gautrain performs well, obviously the challenge that we have at the moment now is the volumes and commuters. It's not consistent. It's not sticking to or getting back to the levels before COVID. So we're seeing levels that are ups and downs now. but it's a very good performing entity. The management performs well. So yes, you're quite correct.
And I also saw in the report by your committee that there were challenges in terms of the registration process of the minibus taxi industry. What reasons were advanced by the department for this delay?
Well, the registration processes and so on, I think it's more to do with departmental matters, management issues. But one of the areas that the commitments that were made by the department, they are dealing with us and making sure that the registration, it's the minibus taxi, it's an electronic registration.
Sure.
And that's where there's been some challenges, but they've made commitments to us that they will undertake to ensure that's fast-tracked and becomes a much easier process. It's also a matter that the committee will be putting a lot of emphasis on in terms of its oversight and its interactions with the department.
The committee notes the 19 infrastructure projects, that are planned for implementation by the department, and the good story there is that 7 are on track, 4 were behind schedule. Is it always translates that when a project is behind schedule, it's going to cost more money?
Not always.
Can.
But it can. And I think the critical thing is how quickly those matters are attended to. So the 2 roads that I've explained to you just now, the K46 and K69, and those became seriously behind schedule and eventually came to a standstill. And the problem there is that once a road stops, contractors move off site, there's vandalism that takes place and a number of other things, and that can cost a lot of money to get restarted. So I think when it starts to get behind schedule, the crucial thing is how quickly does the department react? As a committee, we normally pick these things up, but they don't often get to our attention as quickly as we'd like. So I think, those are for us the key areas that we need to be focused on.
You must be pleased that the department was able to pay 100% of its invoices within 30 days. Can it be sustained?
Well, firstly, we are very happy about that. But yes, I do think it can be sustained. Then let me go back a step. Provided that the invoice that is submitted has all the correct documentation and doesn't have anything that's been omitted, there's no reason why they shouldn't be paid within the 30 days, and hopefully even quicker. Ideally, we'd like to see invoices being paid in 15 days. Possible. And the department has been making progress on that front. But what's critical around this is that when invoices are not paid on time and there are delays, it has major impacts, particularly on small contractors, small operators that are providing services. If they don't get paid on time, they'll end up in trouble. And so we're very happy to see the progress that's being made.
And the other, celebration would be with the pothole app. Things are seemingly going well in that space.
Look, the pothole app is playing an important role. But in addition to that, and yes, you're quite right, we're seeing a lot more maintenance taking place. But in addition to the pothole app, it's also incumbent on the department to monitor its roads and to do regular inspections. So it's not just relying on an app, but the app plays an important role because motorists are able to report and get feedback. And, the more maintenance is undertaken, the less potholes we have going forward, because potholes develop, particularly when there's a lack of maintenance on the sections of a road.
The Gauteng Provincial Legislature plays a key role in lawmaking. Are there any bills currently being considered by your committee that align, with the priorities of the people of Gauteng?
No, at the moment, we don't have any bills before the committee. In the previous legislature, we would have had bills that had been referred to us by the National Council of Provinces. But at the moment, in this term, which is still early, by the way, in the term, we don't have any bills before us.
The Premier in the State of the Province address on the 15th of August would have made quite a few commitments regarding service delivery. What's your perspective in terms of the oversight role of your committee, particularly in relation to your portfolio?
Well, look, two of the key areas that the Premier raised in the State of the Province address that relate to transport is the expansion of the existing car train network, and secondly is the construction of a high-speed rail link between Gauteng and Limpopo. And the role of the committee is really to make sure that those processes are undertaken, that they comply with regulations, with laws, etc., and is to make sure that they take place and are rolled out effectively and efficiently within budget and within time. If that can happen, then I think the committee would be happy. But that's our role in terms of oversight, is to interrogate, to scrutinize, and to make sure that those things happen.
And talk to us about the importance of collaborating with other committee members. I mean, how do you ensure that the department you oversee meets performance targets and addresses community needs?
Well, I think, let me just say this, that the committee that I have the privilege to chair, the committee members, we work together as a very coherent team. I think we all have one thing in mind, and that is to make sure that the department that we're overseeing performs efficiently, effectively, and carries out its mandate, which is in the main to ensure that we have an efficient public transport system, that our roads are maintained, new roads are constructed, and that all the areas of responsibility that it has are carried out efficiently and within time as well.
And in closing, let's talk about your legacy that you would like to leave as chairperson of your community. I mean, of your committee, I beg your pardon, in terms of accountability and governance and the most important goal, which is improving the lives of the people of Gauteng.
Well, I think that firstly, it would be that, for how long I have this opportunity, is that at the end of that, when that time comes to an end, that we have a department that's performing well. And I've had the opportunity of chairing this committee in the 6th legislature. And one of the things that we've seen is major progress that the department has made in terms of its audit opinions that it's received from the Auditor General. There's been significant improvement. And I think that's probably one legacy. The second one would really be, for me, is that we start to see a reduction in incomplete and not abandoned, but probably more incomplete projects that are behind schedule, that stop. And I think here again, we've seen significant progress in catching up, in completing a number of these projects. There are still some that are outstanding. And I think in this particular term of the committee, that would be a priority, that we see those projects completed, but that going forward, projects don't stop. And that involves a number of areas. It involves how the tender is awarded, the contractor that is the successful bidder. Do they have the capacity? Do they have the financial backing, etc.? And I think that's the second area that if we can see that happen, and when a project is started, that it's completed within time, within budget, I think that would be a great achievement as well.
Honourable Greg Schneemann, thank you so much for chatting to us. Good luck with your projects, and we hope to have an opportunity to chat to you again.
Super. Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.